Hey guys, I'm here to show you our 6-inch sluice box. We've already went over a couple of videos where we showed you our crushing rock ability with our new items. We just figured out a way to use the 6-inch rock crusher in an amazing way with our impact, and we'll show you that again here in the future. You've probably already seen one of the videos online. But what I want to show you is what I'm really impressed with, and that's this. This is our 6-inch sluice box, and as you can probably recognize, we have the green mat in it, and the green mat actually works very well for recovering gold. But my problem that I have with it is that rolling gold would roll off the end of the green mat and go into your tray. So we installed this ribbed matting down here to catch any rolling gold. Now, the science that we actually did behind this, we don't give you enough angle or enough water flow to blow gold out the end of the box. That was how we started this formula. We worked it backwards. How much angle, how much water do we need to push gold out of the end of the box, and then we shorten that up. So it's just about impossible using our setup on this to push gold out. Now the drawback to that, keep a lot of tailings. We figured out a solution on that too. Stop looking for one table that does it all. That doesn't exist. What this is one table that you set up in a couple different configurations that does do it all, but you have to do it in a couple different configurations. But that makes it to where your tailings wash away, your gold comes out clean, and you can keep your heavies separated. So the first thing we do, a couple of the features we're going to go over with the box before we start processing material. My material I have is right here, and that is crushed rock that I've done. It's January. Yesterday I think it was all of 28 degrees. So being 28 degrees, we didn't go out and do any prospecting. It's just too cold. So what I've got is we crushed up a couple rocks that I've just accumulated over the years, and we have a whole other video for crushing rocks and the items we sell that do that kind of stuff very well, but that's all in another video. What we're going to do here is talk about the 6-inch sluice. Features of it. First, a water bypass. This is when you're restricting water, you have this to use at all times. It works great for classifying and pushing the material in the box when you're ready. Second, a little paintbrush, which you can use at your wish. But this item here was actually brought to my attention by a forum member, and I really didn't think it was that big of a deal until we actually put it on here. I had to build this whole manifold and everything back here, and this thing is the cat's pajamas. It works great. What you can do is you just stick it into the box where your water's coming from, and now your pump's recirculating. It's impossible to burn your pump up. Your pump will burn up with water in it if it's not flowing water. The water will actually get hot and destroy your pump. With this little bypass, it can't do that. The technical term is called cavitation. But what we did was we put the outlet for this on the other side of the valve so that it would actually always flow water. It never stops. We built a valve back here, and what you basically have is you have a simple quarter-turn valve, and then back here is your tee off to your little bypass pump, so it always flows water. It'll never not be flowing water, and your pump will be safe. All right. The other feature we added. Whenever we would add material in all the other systems, you had to kind of sit there and babysit that. If you used a gold wheel, the blue bowl was okay, but if you used a blue bowl, a gold wheel, or even the tables with a green mat in it, you put your material in and then you had to instantly watch it. You had to quickly fumble around and find your little bottle to catch, your gold in. I didn't like that. So we built this ramp. This ramp back here on the back of the sluice box, it actually is an angle to run the material off, but it will hold all your material here until you're ready. When you get your material on here and you're ready to enter it in the box, you take your little bypass valve and you just wash it down, and it'll enter into the box onto your green board. Now, this is a 2-stage sluice box. A 2-stage sluice box means one stage, we're just trying to get rid of all the lightweight stuff. We don't feel like painting this stuff out for hours and getting all the lightweight stuff to go away. So what we're trying to do is we want to catch the heavies, not the gold, just the heavies. We want the iron, the magnetite, the silver, the gold. We want to catch it all, and we'll refine it with the second step. First step, we enter our material in, and it gets caught in the black ripples. We're not even worried about the green ripples right now. Now, obviously, if you see gold, catch it. But right now, you're not too concerned about that. All we want to do is catch the gold in the black ripples. So, what do? The black ripples take more water than the green ripples. So you turn your water flow up a little bit. You open that up about a quarter of the way. So now you've got way too much water flow here on the green, but you got just the right amount of water flow on the black for it to sift through some stuff. Now, just in case I get busy or I get called away for an emergency or something, I want to be able to leave. So I put the material up here on the aluminum, which is extremely slick, and I get it ready. And then I just quite simply let it in. And I watch my box so I'm not overfeeding it. I let it do its job, add some more. Until it's all gone. Now, that's all gone. This here is now popcorning. Now we're talking some really fine mesh stuff, so the popcorning, here's where you dial it in. You sit down, you get a real close look at it, and right now I don't have a whole lot of popcorning going on. I mean, it's moving a little bit, but it's not doing much. I need to add more water. Back up here. So I come up here, and I just crank it up a little bit more, and then I go back down and take a look at it. All right, now it's popcorning. So now it's gonna start filtering out and getting rid of the lightweight stuff. Now I've already added the jet dry to this bin, which everybody was a big fan of, gets rid of water tension. But the ramp also works for that, to where if you want to get a constant flow of jet dry in there, just put some on there, and that will slowly melt in. And as the jet dry melts in, it keeps the water soft. Jet dry does wear off. If you don't believe me, put some jet dry in any of the cleanups that you have, come back the next day. The water will have tension again. But by adding it here, it just kind of slowly melts into it, just like the material, and it works great. Now, if you look back down to our black ripples, I haven't added or taken anything away, but I've gotten rid of all the lights. You see how it's all kind of starting to clean up a little bit up top and all that? Well, all the lightweight stuff's washing away. So, time to add some more material. I want to stack this thing up. I want it to run in. And I want to have plenty of material to work with. And if it comes dinner time or I got to leave or I'm going to the movies or anything like that, it's not a problem. Let that sit there, shut the valve off, unplug my pump, walk away. It'll be here tomorrow. But now I want to add some more material. So time to pack out my sluice box again. See that stuff hanging out there? The heavies do not get out of the box. And I'll be able to prove that to you here in just a minute when we get done with that pan. All right. So this is pretty basic. You see what I'm doing? I'm putting heavies in the black mat. I'm having it popcorn up. I'm having it run off. I do have a tailings catcher to give you some information. The tailing catcher is kind of hard to see right now, but it's a piece of Tupperware down here. And it sits underneath the water, and my heavies fall into it. To give you an idea of what we've had done with it, we did 9 hours through this box. And we just filled that thing up like you wouldn't believe, and the lightweight stuff overspilled into my bin. The heavyweight stuff, medium to heavyweight stuff stayed in there. And, well, in the process of doing that, we checked it. We panned it all out. We spent all the time just to make sure we were building a good item. 9 hours of running, not a single speck of gold or silver. And we also found very little black sand. I mean, it wasn't much at all. The black sand was very, I'd say on that entire Tupperware full, we had a line about 1/4 inch by 2 inches and a gold pan of black sand for a full pan. So it catches the heavies. All right, so there we go, we're running again. Going to try to run all this material out. I want to make one video so you guys can watch it all. And I want to run some material through. So, once again, right now, you're not worried about the green board. All the green board's doing is slowing the gold down before it hits the black ripples. We're running way too much water. The water on the green board is too fast to catch any gold right now. So it's blowing it out, but it's blowing it out into the black mat. So Now I'm just going to kind of melt all this away and get rid of it. We know what gold is. It stays down there in the corner of the pan. Keep an eye on my black mat. Make sure I got room for material to get in there. I don't want to overfeed it. Now I can see black sand right now starting to enter. And I just want to wash everything out here. Clean the pan off. Now you think about how long it would take you to pan all that out. I look down at the bottom of this video and see how long you've been watching it. I've reduced everything in my gold pan down to a very minute amount of material that I'm still not going to pan out because I'm lazy. Use my paintbrush here and get it wet. I'm going to set it off to the side. I want that to soak in some water. Here's how I get the gold out. Right, well, I take that back. Here's how I get the heavies out. Right now we're not after gold. We just want the heavy material. We wanted to eliminate 4 pounds of material down to a handful of ounces. We got our valve here to control. Take this, set it in your box. Just let it sit. Take your box, take the gold pan you were just using, stand it up. Increase your angle. I told you we don't build this to where you could actually wash gold out, and we're not going to. So now I'm going to increase my angle. Once I've done that, I'm going to reach up here and open the water flow, wide open. My little bypass valve now has a little trickle coming out of it, and I just want to wash everything out. Clean it all out as good as I can. Now, that's clean. Everything that's of value is right there. Look at all that black sand boiling up. I haven't done anything to that. You saw me put that pan in that box completely clean, and now you see black sand. So I reduced all that material you saw earlier down to that. Now, how do I get the gold out of that? This is where it gets, you're going to have to learn this system. But I drew a line on mine, and I drew it to where it's just 1/8 of an inch from stopping. I turned my valve to that line, and look how slow that water slowed down. That water came to a creeping halt. Why? Because I don't want to push material anymore. Now all I want to do is just slow it down to melt away. So here's my material. I've reduced it down to virtually nothing. We went from a couple pounds to a couple ounces. I'm gonna wash out my little gold trap there. To be honest with you, I'm not really a fan of the gold traps. My material's wet. And you can see lightweight stuff on top. Now you can see black sand on there. And if I sit this pan in the water and pan it one time, that would all turn black. But now I've got extremely slow moving water. Now all I want to do is introduce it into the box. A little bit of water. Now if you focus right here, you can see that that stuff is barely moving. It's not going across that green board fast at all. See how it all slows down? You see the pyrite in there, and now I know I saw a piece or two of rolling gold. And I'm sure you did also. So that gold rolled down. But now looky here. See the gold all cleaned up? Little tiny specks of gold, all cleaned up. Now, what do we do about the rolling gold? I'm going to induce a little bit of water and finish washing this down. Now, what happened What do we do about the rolling gold? The rolling gold got away from us. It gets away from everybody on the screen mat. I've seen it roll. I've watched it get away from me. How do we capture it? Well, first thing, take a little sucker bottle, squeeze it, suck up the gold you caught. Let's go ahead and get that out of the way. We want to catch all our gold that we got. All the stuff. Yep, there's a piece. 2 pieces. Go ahead and capture the gold. Remember, rule of thumb, as soon as you can get the gold, get it. You know, don't wait for it. We got clean gold up here. I'm gonna catch it. I'm gonna look real quick, see if there's any more, and then I'll turn this to what we were talking about. There we go, 2 more pieces. So we're up to about 5 pieces of gold, and we did about 30 minutes worth of rock crushing so we can make this video. There's a nice little chunky piece. And let's see. Oh, all right. Now, a buddy of mine told me once, everything starts with the pan and ends with the pan. Anyone that tries to sell you any different is trying to get you money. Look at what we've got down here in the ripples. We've slowed our water down to a crawl, and you see all this material here? This is not gold. But what that is are your heavies. That's all heavy gold. Or I'm sorry, that's all heavy material that won't run out of the box. So I come up here to my valve and watch that material down there. I'm gonna turn my water pressure up and I'm gonna push it. And it will start to clean up. You can see it already starting to clean down here. Turn my water up a little more. All right, you see this tail right here starting to melt away? Now our gold's gonna be right in this area. This is all your little tiny rolling gold stuff. All right, now we're gonna shut it down. Now I've shut it off completely. I have no water in it, my bypass is running so I don't burn my pump up. And I know that right here, I have less than a tablespoon of material that could have some extremely fine gold. I'm talking 150, 200 mesh stuff that smoke won't even go through the screen. It's all right here. I believe in ending with the pan. If I've got rolling gold, it won't get past my black mat. It will get past my green mat. It's so tiny that any amount of water is gonna push it. I suck up that little bit of material, which everybody knows how to do. You suck it up with your little sniffer bottle, put it in your finish pan, pan that little tiny bit of stuff out, and you'll end up with a real fine line of gold in the pan. That's the stuff that sits in there. I don't want to bore you to death with me panning it out half a teaspoon of stuff. If you've gotten this far, you know what you got to do. But you saw the table catch gold. You saw me get the material. You saw me go through 1 pound to 3 pounds of material in 15 minutes. You saw me capture the gold, which is right there at the bottom of that bottle. Little tiny stuff. A couple flakes. I think we had 2 flakes and a bunch of little tiny stuff. That's it. That's how you catch gold in, I don't know, 5 minutes. I don't know how long this video has been running. You can look at the bottom of your screen and tell. We'll have links on the website where you can buy this entire kit from, and once again will offer this kit in every single piece you see here. You can get your own pump, you can get your own hoses, you can get your own flanges, you can get this sluice box, or you can buy the entire kit. I am not interested in selling y'all this black tub because I'm just going to go buy it at Lowe's, put a markup on it, and sell it to you. You can go by Lowe's or Home Depot also and buy the same tub. This is just their big concrete mixing tub. And if you want me to get it, put it in a box, and you pay shipping for this giant item, we will, but I can sell you the important stuff and you can go buy your own tub if you want. We don't even have to say the Tupperware if you don't want. Our Tupperware, that right there. So that's all you need. They got that at Walmart. I assume you got a Walmart somewhere near your house or some kind of grocery store that sells Tupperware. What you need is the important stuff. The green mat, the rib mat, the 6-inch sluice, the ramp, I'll go with the flange, and if you want the pump, we can put that in your kit also. Your kit, your decision on how much of this you want. That's it, and we're from Custom Sluice, and have a good day.